Okay, everybody, hello. This is going to be the shorter version. It's also going to have a little bit of details that I think I kind of may have glossed over, but I do want to talk about in this video. So we're going to be taking a look at a replay of the actual live stream in short version with English commentary over the actual demonstration of it. And one last thing. Remember, this is a brand new system. JP players are expressing their voices and opinions to the devs. So the devs are not on deaf ears. They can hear what people are saying and thinking. And this system will probably go through quality of life changes and iterations over the next little bit. So, chill out before we get into this. But we're going to be taking a look at this example. Now, this is a fake account created to demonstrate a MR unit going into the reincarnation system. So as you can see here, Mont is at level 120 here. We're watching at 2x speed to speed through this relatively quickly. As you can see, all of the resources are available here in the bottom right hand corner. We have the number of orbs needed. We have the antler. We have the other orbs. We have all of this. Mont is at level 120, job level 25, fully maxed and capable of going. So as you can see, they're scrolling through, making sure that everything is correct. They're showing off the materials right now. And we are going to just skip ahead a little bit until we get to the point where they actually get into the system. But you can see this is where the reincarnation system will take place on the actual unit upgrade screen. There is not an extra screen or anything else. So you can see right there. Now, right here, we're going to pause. As you can see, this has a similar slider to what we have seen in certain other things, such as using, upgrading vision cards, using UR orbs, or the alternate source. So down here, this is the universal orb that can be used on any character of a similar rarity, and you can use any amount in between all of it. So right here, this Mont is now in the reincarnation system. He is permanently in the reincarnation system. So you'll notice max level goes up to level 140, and his EX level is 1 out of 20, and it directly relates right down here or 121 to 140. Now, this was something I didn't talk about in my last video, but I will talk about right now. As going into the reincarnation system, characters get certain benefits as well in terms of their overall resistances and abilities. So taking a look right here, Mont gets shooting resistance, also all elemental resistance as well. And last but not least, gets a replacement for one of his abilities, which is Drain Blade. Drain Blade now also has some extra features such as draining AP as well as HP off of the enemy. So taking a look at a question that I have in chat right now while we are skipping ahead. For UR characters, you will need a minimum of 120 extra orbs to get the character into the reincarnation system. For a MR character, it is 60. Now, these can be gotten either from the generic orb or from the character-specific orb. Collaboration characters such as Cloud will use the FF7 remake one, so you need an extra 120, which, if you are planning ahead, shouldn't be too difficult for older collaborations, but we shall see. Again, more details will be available to us as the actual system comes out. Now, what you'll note here is in the top left corner here, this icon has now changed. We still have the master abilities and everything else that you would expect with the unit screen, as well as being able to upgrade abilities. But this top left one has now become a reincarnation system button and will be important for the rest of this video. Now in here, you can actually see the stats. Now these are the types of stats that can be upgraded. This is where the star system will go. We'll talk about that in a second. And on this is a bar that slowly fills up from left to right. as you get to the theoretical max stat. As you can see, Mont potentially can gain up to 3,300 HP. And you can go down and check out the rest of the stats as much as you want. And you'll also notice his reincarnation abilities are in the bottom left-hand corner here. This button right here is the Reincarnate, and this is the EX Level Up button. You can also see what the costs are between here and here, or what a reincarnation will cost. The goal, before you can reincarnate, you need all 3 stars to show up on the left side here. So we will now continue to run the video and skip ahead a little bit to the point where he starts upgrading. Now, Mont, I do believe, used approximately 16,000 job points to go through the reincarnation system one time. Now, as you reincarnate, I do not know if it requires more job points, more of the elemental mats, and more EXP cubes. So please stay tuned for that. That is going to be something that I am going to have to test the following week. But as you can see, here's one of the leveling up. Leveling up will give you a certain amount of stats, not only for this bar, these bars right here, but also your character's passive upgrades too will also get upgraded. So you can see shooting attack resistance went from 7 to 8 on the increase. He got 45 HP, 1 extra AP, and 1 extra attack. So now the character is considered 122. And as you can see, the job points to go up to EX level 3 have gone up to 140, and the resources required have also gone up to 140. Now, this system at the time of recording does not have a fast way of going through EX levels, so you are going to have to mash that button, dear viewer, provided that you actually have the resources. Now, as you can see, they are just going to start going through, but overall, Mont's stats are improving as his EX level is improving. So we'll skip ahead a little bit, and sorry for the kind of rough non-editing version of this, but as you can see, as we are going up, we are now at job level 17. Now, one other thing to note, as we have gone up to job level 16, we have gotten 2 out of the 3 stars. You can see 1 star here and 1 star here. And you can see the relative stats that have gone up for 15, 16-ish levels. So we'll go a little bit further into the video, seeing that. Now, as you can see here, without getting to max EX level, he actually has 3 stars. Now, what this means is that he can hit that reincarnate button now and reincarnate Mont and take him back down to level 121, keep some of the stats, and also increase his reincarnation his boost for next time. So after reincarnating, once you start going up the EX levels, you'll get a little bit more stats the next time. It's like building a foundation and building on top of it. Now, for the sake of this video, to show how the EXing works, or how the upgrading works, they continue to go all the way up to the max. So as you can see, EX level 20 out of 20, they did not need to do this, but they did it anyway. So you'll see the 3 stars here. This is now for Mont, for the first time through the system, you can get an idea for what the stats gain was. Now this is RNG, but even so, extra 485 HP, 3 TP, 4 AP, 13 attack, 4 magic, 1 in accuracy, 0 in evasion, 7 in dexterity, 1 in critical, 2 in critical evasion, and 2 in luck. Stats are not infinite, but I would like to note before we go through the reincarnation here, the abilities. Now, Mont currently has at level 140 these bonus stats. But not only these bonus stats, also has these bonus abilities. So now he has a shooting resistance of 30, elemental resistance bonus of 10, and his drain killer as well has been improved, all from going up to EX level 1 to 20. Actually, before I continue this video, I want to say that the ability itself, I do not know if the ability has been increased in terms of its power. So that will be, I'm going to actually just put that as an asterisk. Since the other two have improved, I would kind of expect this too, but we'll have to wait and see. So yes, Mont is much better against shooting type damages. Now you can just leave Mont here at level 140 without reincarnating. You will still get to keep these stats, and your Mont will overall be stronger. But if you want to continue to build on it, you will have to reincarnate. So let's continue the video. This system will undoubtedly use a lot of resources in the long run. But in terms of short run boosts, and I actually don't think it is too bad at the time of recording, not to get too much into opinions, but while we're waiting for them to just hit the reincarnation button, even with me skipping through it, I actually don't feel like it's at least too much of an initial cost. So again, I would recommend that people look at this as a long-term thing. So yes, he's showing around, talking about the stats and everything, going to hit the reincarnation button. As you can see here, now this is of note. Reincarnating will use a certain amount of extra orbs based on the scaling costs that I have inferred from what I saw on stream. If this is 10 for an MR, it's probably an extra 20 for a UR. But again, reincarnating should only be done when you already know that you can get right back up to level 140 anyway. And I do expect these scrolls to be a sort of bottleneck more than anything for us. Again, just my impressions, but that seems to be what I think. All right, so again, you can use the generic words if you want, or the character-specific ones, hitting that. So now he has reincarnated one time. An extra 20, a total not 20 orbs, not the 30 we assume. Well, it could be 30, but for the sake of this video, I think it's 20, but we'll see. It could be a 150 for a single reincarnation. And he did not, a question from my chat right now, did he show the new stage to get the scrolls? No. Now, as you can see, this is what happens when you reincarnate. So all of those stats we had from level 140 have disappeared. We've gone from EX level 20 down to EX level 1. So Mont is 121, not 140 anymore. However, a couple of things of note, the green stars will dictate a faster growth in these stats as he goes back up the reincarnation system. And these green stats are permanent. So even if he goes all the way up, these stats can never be taken away from a character. But you'll also note that his abilities in the bottom left have also decreased. Shooting resistance is back down to 7. Elemental resistance is back down to 2. Drain killer or train blade is still there as well. But you can see that there has been a reduction in this field. Also, something to note that I did not note before now, but I am just seeing. If you look right here in the bottom right-hand corner, the cost right here has not increased from reincarnation system 0 to reincarnation system 1. Before it was 70 job points, and it is still 70 job points, which may indicate that overall we will not see an increase in the amount of job points to go back up to EX level 40. EX level 20. And if I am correct upon this, that would mean that it would be about 16k every time you want to increase Mont from level EX1 to EX20. And yes, only a small percentage of stats are retained. However, the growth has now been increased. So for the next time, once he goes from EX level 1 to EX level 20, is the stats, because this has 2 stars, the one time they go too fast for me, the stats that he will gain in this category now will be much faster going up the second time than it was the first time. Same with dexterity. This Mont, when he goes from EX level 1 now, EX level 20 in this time, will also get faster stat growth in here. So it's kind of like a snowballing effect in that it will start progressively small, but then get much larger over time to the theoretical max. And we can see a character's theoretical max on the right hand side. It is, again, a long-term goal that you will be looking at with characters that you really like. However, since, in my experience of the Wotv community, people do like the characters they like, I think that if you committing to a specific character will be overall better than spreading your resources around many different characters. And given that new vision cards are based on jobs instead of elements, that also might be still okay, seeing that you might be able to take a character with just the right job VCs and make the team that you want. Of course, there is a lot of maybes in there, so I understand some hesitation by people. Unfortunately, they did not go through this system another time, which would have been nice, but this Mont only had 16k job points, so that's effectively where the demo ended. Overall, this system is going to be interesting to see and test out. You can already note certain things, like while evasion is in there, evasion for Mont is particularly very small, which I do think will probably say that we're not going to see too much crazy, but evasion characters, especially older evasion characters that people like, might get breathed new life into them with this kind of thing. And some abilities even do change, potentially allowing older characters to get a little bit of newfound glory with potential new powers. Well, the more number of stars, the better. So if we just take a look in the example that was in-game, let me just pull it up for myself. They showed a Mont with a reincarnation of approximately from the 7th to 8 times. That Mont did have 10 stars already in HP and 2 in most other ones, allowing for better growth, but still looking at about 50% overall for getting up to EX level 20. So yeah, I think that's basically going to be the end of this video, because without me really testing out how it works, there's only so much that I can say about it for now, and we'll see how the system changes and evolves over time. But for more reincarnation details, tune in the following week, and we will have more videos covering this in the very near future. So thank you so much for watching, dear viewer, and take care. See you next time.